Hi, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, February the 1st, maybe, or 2nd. I think it might be the 2nd, actually. It is 9 o'clock a.m. I'm reading from this book, The One Thing, The Surprisingly Simple Truth Behind Extraordinary Results by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. I'm wearing my InfoWars shirt because I'm almost always wearing an InfoWars shirt. Uh, so I invite you to join me, Infowars.com. All right? Legalize freedom. So there's nothing really particularly special about this, but I read this book out loud every morning. So I said, well, if I'm reading it out loud, I might as well put it on video and share it with some people. Maybe they will like it. We are reading from Chapter 2, The Truth, The Simple Path to Productivity. Looks like so, looks like so. If I see any illustrations, I will share them with you. However, I'm going to go fast, okay? The Truth, The Simple Path to Productivity, Part 2. Sorry, not Chapter 2, Part 2, actually. Okay, page 98. Be careful, quote, this is a quote, be careful how you interpret the world. It is like that, unquote. Eric Heller. I don't know who that is, but he spells his name like E-R-I-C-H, so I assume he's a German guy. Okay, unclinched. For many years, I suffered from trying to live the lies of success. I began my career assuming everything mattered equally, so in an effort to cram it all in, I attempted too much at once. Frustrated, I eventually began to doubt I had the discipline or will to achieve success at all. As my life continually fell out of balance, I started to consider that trying to live a big life might be a bad thing. When you try to live up to something that is impossible, you can get pretty down. I was pretty down. By the way, my son gave me this book, so I need to give him credit for that. In an attempt to make it all work, I began to bear down even harder. You might say that I started to clinch my way to success. I really did. I thought that this might be the way you went through life, with your jaws clenched, your fist clenched, your stomach clenched, and your butt clenched. Leaning forward, breath held, and body taut, tight, and totally tense. I just assumed that was the feeling of focus and intensity as I struggled to live with the lies. That approach actually worked, but it also put me in the hospital. I also began to think that you had to talk like a success, walk like a success, and even dress for success. It wasn't me, but I was open to any way to make things work. So I took seriously the suggestion that you are supposed to project the way you want to be. That approach worked as well, but after a while, I simply got tired of quote unquote playing success. I bought into getting up before the crack of dawn, getting revved up, playing inspirational theme songs, and getting going before anyone else. In fact, I became so full of this thinking that I would drive to the office while the rest of the city slept, and then crash at my desk just to make sure that I beat everyone else to work. That's pretty funny. I started to accept the notion that maybe this is what ambition and achievement looked like as I fought the good fight. I would hold staff meetings at 7:30 in the morning, and at 7:31 would actually shut the door and lock out anyone who showed up late. I was going overboard, but I was beginning to believe this was the only way you could succeed and the way you pushed others to succeed as well. This approach also worked, but in the end it also pushed me too hard, others too far, and my world over the edge. By the way, Gary Keller is the founder of Keller Williams Real Estate, largest real estate company in the world. I was surely beginning to think that the secret to success was to get as tightly wound up as possible each morning, set myself on fire, and then open the door and fly through the day, unwinding on the world until I literally burnt out. And what did all of this get me? It got me success and it got me sick. Eventually, it got me sick of success. So what did I do? I ditched the lies and went in the opposite direction. I joined Overachievers Anonymous and went anti-establishment on all the success, quote-unquote, tactics that supposedly build success. First off, I got unclenched. I actually started listening to my body, slowed down, and chilled out. Next, I started wearing t-shirts and jeans to work and defied anyone to make a comment. I dropped the language and the attitude and went back to just being me. I had breakfast with my family. I got in shape physically and spiritually and stayed there. And last, I started doing less. Yes, less. Intentionally, purposefully less. I was looser than ever, way laid back for me and breathing. I challenged the axioms of success. And guess what? I became more successful than I ever dreamed possible and felt better than I'd ever felt in my life. Here's what I found out. We overthink, overplan, overanalyze our careers, our businesses, and our lives. That long hours are neither virtuous nor healthy, and that we usually succeed in spite of most of what we do, not because of it. I discovered that we can't manage time, and that the key to success isn't in all the things we do, but in the handful of things we do well. I learned that success comes down to this: being appropriate in the moments of your life. If you can honestly say, quote, "This is where I'm meant to be right now, doing exactly what I'm doing," unquote, then all the amazing possibilities for your life become possible. Most of all, I learned that the one thing, it's the title of the book, The One Thing, is the surprisingly simple truth behind extraordinary results. We're at page 101, we're going to read to 103. Now we're on chapter 10, the focusing question. Quote, "There is an art to clearing away the clutter and focusing on what matters most. It is simple and it is transferable. It just requires the courage, to take a different approach." George Anders. On June 23, 1885, in the town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Andrew Carnegie addressed the students of the Curry Commercial College. At the height of his business success, the Carnegie Steel Company was the largest and most profitable industrial enterprise in the world. Carnegie would later become the second richest man in history after John D. Rockefeller. In Carnegie's talk entitled, quote, "The Road to Business Success," unquote, he discussed his life as a successful business person and gave this advice, quote, "And here is the prime condition of success, the great secret: concentrate your energy, thought, and capital exclusively upon the business in which you are engaged. Having begun on one line, resolve to fight it out on that line, to lead in it, adopt every improvement, have the best machinery, and know the most about it. The concerns which fail are those which have scattered their capital, which means that they have scattered their brains also. They have investments in this or that, or the other, here, there, and everywhere. Don't put all your eggs in one basket is all wrong. I tell you, quote, put all your eggs in one basket, and then watch that basket," unquote. Look round you and take notice. Men who do that do not often fail. It is easy to watch and carry the one basket. It is trying to carry too many baskets that breaks most eggs in this country, unquote. So how do you know which basket to pick? The focusing question. Mark Twain agreed with Carnegie and described it this way, quote, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started. The secret to getting started is breaking your complex, overwhelming tasks into small, manageable tasks and then starting on the first one." So how do you know what the first one should be? The focusing question. Did you notice that both of these great men considered their advice a quote-unquote secret? I don't think it's so much a secret as something people know but don't give proper weight or importance. Most people are familiar with the Chinese proverb, quote, "A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step," unquote. They just never stop to fully appreciate that if this is true, then the wrong first step begins a journey that could end as far as 2,000 miles from where they want to be. The focusing question helps keep your first step from being a misstep. Okay, that's the bottom of page 103, a little bit of the top of page 104. Hope you liked the reading today. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.